Hey guys, Jay! Welcome back to the channel. So guys, it looks like Super7 is gearing up for something huge. And it looks pretty familiar to me, but I wanted to take a look and kind of examine what's going on with this. So without further ado, let's have a look at what Super7 posted on their social media. Let's have a look, everybody. Well guys, I gotta tell you, things just move so quickly that I absolutely was shocked when this finally dropped. I didn't even realize it was going to be today. Scrolling down from their Instagram page that they have announced that the Thundertank, yes, the LJN, they're calling it the toy version Thundertank, has been announced. And honestly, I'm pretty excited about this. Let's take a look at what was announced on Super7 because this is absolutely bonkers, everybody. Remember wishing for a Thundertank as a kid? This one is 27 inches long, has glow-in-the-dark eyes, and hidden cannons. So yeah, the dreams do come true, including a new Panthro Ultimates figure. He's perfect for the co-pilot for the new toy-colored Thundertank. Yes, this is the first ever Panthro figure with pinless knees and elbows, making him not just a standout display piece, but the finishing touch to your toy-accurate Ultimates Thundercats core team. Secure yours now at Amazon.com. That is crazy. A pinless Panthro, which of course to some collectors is an absolute must, and this Thundertank really does give us the appearance of the LJN style Thundertank. Let's take a deeper dive and see exactly what upgraded features this has, if any. Looking at the photos, they are eerily similar to the original solicitation photos that were taken from the original Thundertank a few years ago, and I gotta tell you, I do love the overall paint scheme. It looks pretty cool. It looks more or less exactly what I was expecting for an LJN version of the Thundertank. It's got the front paws, which are actually black in nature, very different from the way they looked in the cartoon. It's got those different colors on the sides, again, very colorful in its overall appearance for kids of the actual era at the time. But of course, the big standout feature is the new Panthro with pinless elbows, pinless knees. He has new accessories including a different head sculpt. His ears are also very much the toyetic version of Panthro. Several swapped hands, his nunchucks, which are colored in the original LJN style, and the black chains. Keeping with the toyetic version of the Thundertank, the toy-inspired colorway literally embodies the toy nature of the Thundertank with all the bright colors, all the different highlights, all the pastels. It really is a nod to the original toy in every way. All the good ways, actually. But when we actually come right down to the nitty-gritty, this is just a different colorway of the Thundertank itself, as it is based off of and from the original molds of the Thundertank, which was released a number of years ago. Measuring a full 27 inches long and 17 inches wide, this thing is an absolute beast, and having one myself, I know just how big this thing is, and you are going to be tasked to find a place to actually put this into your collection. Mind you, it is still dwarfed in comparison to the Thundercats Cat's Lair, but this thing is no joke. Panthro himself looks absolutely stunning, and I am very excited at this version of Panthro. He obviously is in the LJN style. The head sculpt is very much in the same style as the original toy, with that growling face. He has a more toyetic version of the head, which is a little bit more stoic is not the really word. He's still very furrowed brow, but he's got his mouth open, which is exactly the way he looked in the toy from LJN. His colorway is actually very much the same way the toy was. It's not really a bluish tinge of gray. It actually is a very, very gray overtone. His eyes are absolutely red, which really is in style with the LJN toy. His strap set, of course, is exactly matched to the LJN toy. Now, it's going to be interesting to see if they have a similar issue as the original Panthro, which had exactly the same color scheme on both of his trunks as well as his straps. I don't think there's going to be a problem, but you never know. Things do happen, and history tends to repeat itself. Moving down further, we do see that he has a number of swappable hands, 2 karate chop hands, 2 slightly gripping hands, almost splayed hands actually, and 2 grip hands to be able to hold his nunchaku. He also comes attached with a pair of fists. The box art is virtually the same, but there are some additional highlights which are included on the side, particularly featuring the new Panthro on the side of the box art and on the front of the box art as well. It says that figure is included, which is not on the version that I currently have. The box art itself is virtually the same. However, if eagle-eyed viewers might notice that certain figures and certain details on the Thundertank have actually been recolored to highlight its more toyetic nature. First and foremost, let's take a look at Mumra and the mutants. They seem to be recolored in their LJN color schemes. Heading over to the original artwork, yes indeed, it actually does appear as if Mumra actually does have a new headdress, a new color for his headdress, very much in the toyetic style. His skin tone is actually also much different from his original skin tone. Jackaman seems almost red in his nature. Slithe seems pretty much well untouched. Actually, he looks a little bit paler in his overall appearance. Fascinating. If we look at the Sword of Omens, it's gone from its traditional cartoon style to the LJN toyetic style, having the hilt as all red, along with the pommel and the crossguard. There's a very big departure from its original design on the painting itself. Looking at Lionel himself, he also has a very fire red mane. His skin is more yellow in nature, and his tunic is actually a little bit paler. Compared to the original rendition, he's more cartoon in his overall nature. Chitara and Tigra also seem to be in more LJN style coloring, Chitara being incredibly yellow compared to her original look on the box art, and Tigra looks almost like he's just been oversaturated on this toy version of the box itself. Moving down further, we of course do see that Panthro is the figure included, which is not featured on the original box art. And taking close attention to the actual details of the wheels themselves, as well as the gears, we do see that there are additional details, highlights if you will, that really do echo the LJN style. Moving back towards the front, we actually do see that the jawline is actually colored in red, whereas the mandible on the original is the original white, as it was in the cartoon version of the Thundertank. What is noticeably missing are the front paws, which are supposed to be black. As you can see here, they are white in the original version, whereas here they also retain their white nature. A little bit of an oversight, I think. But overall, they have done a great job in updating this box for 2025, making it look much more toyetic. Even the sky itself is a little bit different. We can see the actual shades of blue on the back, highlighting the Thundercats logo. In this case, we see more of an orange hue, which is more of what it showed like in the actual cartoon. I do believe the features are more or less the same, but as you can see here on the original box, they are not highlighted as they are here on this version, along with featuring Panthro on the cover. These are presently only available at Amazon.com. They are not on Super7's website, and there's no indication of price here on the announcement on the Instagram page. And that's where things kind of take a turn, because when you head over to Amazon.com and find the actual link itself, oh my gosh, this is crazy. $500 for this Thundertank. Wow, that is a lot of money for a Thundertank, particularly because the original Thundertank was listed at $450. There's an additional $50 more for the Thundertank. Now, the LJN style Thundercats, which are incredibly popular, have always been slightly more expensive, another $5 or $10 each, from my recollection. But this being a Thundertank, and of course $500, $50 more than the original price for the Thundertank itself, this is absolutely bonkers. And because I'm in Canada, even more shocking is if I take a look at the import charges which are attached to this, oh my gosh. On top of the $500 for the shipping itself, because of the current situation that's happening with imports into the Canada from the US, this is going to cost me an additional $423 shipping to import this to Canada. What? That is absolutely bonkers. So in essence, this Thundertank is $1,000, and that's USD, guys. That's nuts. Taking a look at the same link on Amazon.ca, it is not currently available for sale here in Canada, so the only way you can get this is through Amazon.com. And just for laughs, I decided to try checking this out, and yeah, this is absolutely bonkers, everybody. It truly is a total of $978.05 Canadian. Now, the initial estimate of $400+ for shipping to Canada was incorrect. If we look at the new shipping to be delivered by Wednesday, November 5th, it's $129.99 Canadian through Amazon Global Standard Shipping. And if I want it sooner, it jumps all the way up to $178.82 by Amazon Global Priority Shipping. Wow, this is crazy. In terms of its overall value in Canadian, the price itself after conversion is $684.58 Canadian. Then there's shipping and handling, of course, which is right now set at $177.98. I think that's with tax, because if I select Monday, it jumps up to $244.83. Sneaky, Amazon. Going back to the original shipping, total before taxes is $862.56. The taxes to be collected are zero, but as we know, things are happening so quickly with the US-Canadian border that this could definitely change in the future. The import charges right now are $99.24, which is crazy, and I don't really understand, but the exchange rate guarantee fee, which they have here, basically what this means is I have to pay $25.25 to keep this rate, which of course can jump at any time in the future. So the final total is $987.05 Canadian. Oh my god, that's crazy for a Thundertank, even in the LJN style colors. And there's a quick conversion here. To ship this using USD, just as a comparison, it's $702.47 US if I was to order this in Canada. But I was curious, so I decided to ship it to a United States address. I just picked a random hotel in the United States, this one being in Texas, and I took a look at the overall costs as a breakdown. The final total would be $684.58 Canadian for the Thundertank itself. So that price hasn't actually changed. Shipping and handling will be $9.57, and with Amazon Prime, that's actually waived. Total before taxes is $684.58. Taxes to be collected would be $56.48. Now, this is all Canadian prices, and the exchange rate guarantee, of course, and it would be $760.52. Now, in the US currency, that would be $541.25. And of course, that is excluding the exchange rate guarantee. So effectively, if you were to buy this in the United States, this would be around $541.25 USD. Wow, that's absolutely crazy. Now, there is a video here which I did want to take a look at, as it does look very, very cool. Obviously, it highlights all the features which we already know from the existing Thundertank, but here where they actually show how high the paws raise up to showcase the blasters underneath, I do have to say that this has always been a bit of a angle that they use to actually make it look like it's coming up a little bit higher. The toy itself, once you have it on the ground, the paws don't raise nearly as high as this, or at least they don't appear to. I really would have liked it if they came all the way up about 90 degrees. That would have been really great. And especially for this LJN version of the toy, I think that would have been much better for this version. I'm not sure if they're able to fix that with the engineering portion of this release, but that's just something to be aware of when you're purchasing this item. And for longtime viewers of the channel, you'll also notice that functionally wise, they haven't changed anything in the interior of the rear cabin, other than the colorway itself. And that big gigantic dial in the middle is still there, which of course, as I've mentioned in past videos, is not my favorite. I think it takes up way too much room, and I think it could have been executed a little bit differently. I'm still trying to find out a better solution for it, but I have a whole video on how to remove this if you guys are interested on my channel. Guys, the LJN style Thundertank has been revealed, currently only available on Amazon.com, and at $500 plus shipping, this is quite the ask for a piece of nostalgia colored exactly the way we remember it as kids. But for some collectors, that's exactly the type of nostalgia they're looking for. I myself already have a Thundertank, and I probably will not be partaking in this one. I had stated earlier that if this had spring-loaded features, I might be double dipping, but in this case, because it is just a colorway of the original Thundercat release, I don't think that I will personally be getting this version of the LJN style Thundertank. But kudos to those who are really excited for this. I myself am extremely excited that it exists, and I hope that everyone who wants this is able to get it. According to Amazon, this item will release on November 1st, 2025. That's only a few months away, everybody. So I am looking forward to seeing some reviews on this version of the LJN style Thundertank from Super7. Oh boy. Well, this is what it is. With Super7's particular situation, I think a lot of people are curious as to what's going to be happening with all the other lines. After all, the Copper Kid just got re-released on the Super7 website, and now this brand new Amazon exclusive seems to be getting fans excited, but at the same time still wondering. And are you interested in picking up an LJN style Thundertank? Are you actually going to put down your hard-earned cash for something that big and that expensive again? Let me know those comments in the comment section below, guys. Toy news continues in 2025, everybody. As a matter of fact, my good friend Danny Green and myself are going to be at San Diego Comic-Con 2025 along with the Flipboard crew, and we're going to have a panel, that's right, for Flipboard and the Champions of Unfairity, and many of us are going to be on that panel showcasing additional releases and reveals that we have upcoming for new projects, including Danny Green and myself having El Dragoon as part of the panel for the Flipboard and the Champions of Unfairity. You can check out that video right here when it posts. I'll see you guys there. Hope you're all doing well, staying safe. And as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. Thundercats ho, everybody! Good journey. Geek proud, everybody.